Well, hello, welcome to the channel, and thank you for joining me. Get yourself a coffee, cup of tea, whatever it is that you like to drink, and let's have a quick discussion because this is really important depending on what stage of your journey that you're at. Now, this video might be more catered to people who are either making a career change or they are just come out of school and they're trying to think about what they're doing with their life and they're thinking, well, maybe cybersecurity is a good space to get into, or you're studying, whatever. We need to talk about the changes that are coming. And I watched a video last night by I think it's Loy Liang. He's like a online, does a lot of penetration testing, a lot of ethical hacking type of thing. Cool channel, go check him out. But he did a video last night talking about automation. And it got me thinking a lot about it because currently I am living that process in my job, in my role. And it is a concern that's come up, something we've talked about as a team where I work. Now I'm a SOC analyst and a junior consultant, and we're concerned. I think anyone who's being honest about the future of cybersecurity, whether you're experienced or new, everyone to some level is concerned about AI. Like you have to be lying to say you weren't. The potential of AI is kind of limitless at this point. We don't know how good and how capable it's going to become, but it's impressive. It's really, really impressive. And, businesses are seeing the benefit of automation, how much you can scale, not only scale your operations, but cut back on overhead with automation, with AI. And that's the scary thing. And that's why a lot of people are concerned about losing their job. And there are jobs that really are at threat and risk. But let's talk about a SOC analyst, penetration tester, or just a general cybersecurity professional. Let's talk a little bit about that. Should you be concerned? I think any person with a fraction of their brain power should be a little bit apprehensive or concerned. You're going to go investing money in your education or to spend time getting into a field that you think you might end up just getting automated out of. And a lot of people are also really getting chewed up about the fact that they're finding it hard to get into the field, which is something that I talk quite a lot about on this channel, right? Is how to break into this field. But what we want to talk about now is it worth getting into this field? First of all, let's break down why automation's coming, why businesses are harnessing AI from the cybersecurity perspective. All right. And then let's break it down to what I think is happening and how it's changing based on my experience. And this is just purely my experience now. I'm not working at a large vendor, so I don't know what they're doing in some of those larger companies like CrowdStrike and all that type of thing. But I'm just going to break it down from my point of view. The first reason why we need automation in AI is because threat actors are using AI and automation. If you go on now and read any cyber research, cyber threat intelligence research, CTI as we call it, you'll see there is a lot of chat-generated malware now. So people are using artificial intelligence to create software, to create malicious programs. This lowers the barrier of entry for threat actors, which equals more threat activity. We should now expect to see more threats and more malicious cyber activity than at any other point in history because of the fact that this technology now opens up the opportunity for everyone to use it, right? From any part of the world, okay? We are seeing that society is fragmenting, is changing. People are not sympathetic to rich people and to large corporations anymore. And we're going to see more and more people from poor regions, maybe even Western regions, that are going to engage in malicious cyber threat activity. So companies need AI, they need automation to help essentially prepare for the wave of cyber threats that are coming, right? For now, a lot of people, especially at the L1 level, they're just clicking through low-level alerts. Companies want to get rid of that, okay? That is, in the eyes of many many companies, that is kind of a waste of time. It's useless work. You want a machine automation, and there's already that automation in place now, that filters out and closes out things automatically. That already exists, but it's going to get better. That is something that we're seeing now, that's being worked on quite heavily, and that is automatic triage, automatic closing of even more sophisticated alerts. It's completely doable, it's happening, and it is affecting the L1 aspect of being a SOC analyst. Now, level 1, for those of you who are not familiar, that is generally where most people start when they become a SOC analyst. They start out as a level 1 analyst. You are the guy or girl who clicks through all the lower level alerts, and your job is to make a quick decision about what is malicious and what is not malicious. And if it's malicious, you forward it on. If it's not malicious, you close it out. We call it triage. Now, the word triage comes from back in the wartime when all the injured and the dead were carried in. Doctors only had so many resources, right? They had to make very difficult decisions about who should be getting treated first and who could wait, right? Not an easy call to make, but someone had to make it, right? They had no choice. And that is the same with an analyst. You've got to make those calls, and it's high pressure, because if you make the wrong call, well, that could mean a breach. That could mean, it could mean a number of things, right? That's not good. So that is essentially the role that is under the most threat right now, okay? It's under the most threat because it's repetitive and because it's entry level, right? And this is why a lot of people are concerned, because they're like, well, can I get a job in cyber? And people are already finding it hard enough. And I think this adds more anxiety or more fear to people. The other reason why we need automation, well, not need, but why it's going to be embraced, and that is because businesses want to scale efficiently, right? We all know that is the motivation deep down. Businesses want to be able to scale with automation and efficiency and business continuity. I mean, what a great business where you don't have to rely on people, right? Where automation does so much for you. But to have a security operations that is completely run on technology sounds counterintuitive. I don't personally think that security will ever exist with no human input, right? Because humans have something that machines don't quite yet have. I mean, again, we got to see how advanced humans get, machines get. But for now, humans have intuition, they have context, hunches, whatever you want to call it. There are things that humans can do and be aware of that machines can't yet. Who knows? Maybe they will get that good at some point. We don't know. But there are a lot of things that a human can do. And ultimately, relying on a robot to do your security, it's probably not a great idea, okay? I think there'll always be a place for humans. That's just my take. I might be wrong. So there's some of the reasons why automation is a big deal, why companies are going to really embrace it and use it. And so what should you do? Well, my advice is embrace the change. Embrace AI. Start using it. Learn about it. Learn about how it's exploited. Learn about the risk and the dangers with AI. Start understanding how automation works. Understand how you can automate and use query languages to close and do investigations, automate, learn, embrace it. Technology is one of those industries that we have to move with. We have to go where it goes. We cannot sit back and be stubborn and go, well, I just want to do things this way. Large scale automation is here. It's coming, and it's only going to get more and more advanced. The question is are you going to embrace it, or are you going to try and fight it? And those who fight against it are going to lose out. Now, you might be saying, oh, that sounds good, but how do I get a job then? How do I get a job when automation is going to potentially take many jobs? And the answer is, I don't really have an answer for that. that's something that worries me. I mean, I'm pretty junior in my career, and I think about, wow, how is this going to affect me? That is why I'm in a company, and why I encourage you out there to get yourself into a role that requires the human input. Okay, customer facing or client facing, consulting, adding value. Not just, I would not be just pursuing some kind of role where you're doing just benign, low level, repetitive triage type of stuff. I would personally avoid that. I mean, look, if you get a job doing that for now, ride that train for as long as you can, but don't let yourself get to a point where you get automated out of your job. All right, work on having multiple skills, and that is something that I like about my current role, is that I get exposed to multiple skills that are good for cybersecurity. You know, reporting for clients, meeting clients, writing detection rules, all these type of things, they are still going to be useful, and humans to have some oversight over this type of thing. But the reality is, guys, is I don't really know. My advice is just don't let it scare you. Embrace it. The world is going to need security professionals. It's going to need people who understand automation and artificial intelligence. And yeah, embrace it. Embrace the new technologies. Embrace the automated penetration testing and all that type of thing, because you might be able to use that and get a role doing that in the future. Just accept that it's coming. That's probably the main thing that I want to take away from this video. Just accept that the world is changing, the role is changing. Don't let it stop you from applying, but try to find work where you're going to get exposed to multiple aspects of the field. That was very important for me when I chose my current role. It wasn't just about money, it was about getting exposed to multiple things, right? Because I want to be a professional in the field. I don't just want to be a level 1 analyst, okay? And I'm not trying to like knock down anyone out there who is a level 1 analyst. I'm just saying that automation is coming for your job. If you're a data analyst, automation is going to affect your job. I'm not saying it's going to completely remove humans out of it. I don't see that happening, but it is going to have an impact on the field, and maybe an impact on how many people are required to do the job. We have to accept this. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that was insightful. Please leave some comments below if you agree or you don't agree. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video.